on gas and release.
Just saved a pigeon.
3.38 seconds.
That's crazy. This is the Mercedes-AMG C63S e-Performance 4MATIC Plus. It is a hybrid sports sedan packing in supercar rivaling performance at a price of 1.95 crores. Yes, you heard that right. It's twice the price of a C43, but is it twice the car? Well, we've come to Buddh International Circuit. We have the car for a few laps, and in this video we are going to tell you how this car feels. But consider this as a first impression. We will be driving this car extensively on the road in the real world, and we'll bring to you a detailed review of this car. So stay tuned and stay subscribed to the Autocar India YouTube channel. Talking about the heart of this car, you get a 2-liter turbo petrol engine which makes 476 horsepower. Yes, it's the same engine as the C43, but because of an upgraded turbocharger, you have a lot more power. That's 68 horsepower and 45 Newton meters of torque to be precise, which makes this M139L unit the most powerful 4-cylinder engine in the world. Like the C43 though, it gets an electric exhaust gas turbocharger, wherein there's an electric motor in the turbocharger which spools up the turbo even before the exhaust gases gush in, thereby eliminating turbo lag. And mated to this turbo petrol engine is a 9-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission, putting its power down via AMG's 4MATIC Plus system. In addition to the turbo petrol engine is a plug-in hybrid system comprising of a 6.1 kWh battery, an electric motor that sits in the rear axle, and a 2-speed transmission for the electric motor. Now, in normal driving scenarios, the electric motor will make around 95 horsepower, but under full boost, it can make up to 204 horsepower. The combination of the 2-liter engine and the plug-in hybrid system has taken the total output up to 680 horsepower and a whopping 1020 Newton meters of torque. And now that you're familiar with the numbers, let me tell you how it feels. With 680 horsepower and over 1000 Newton meters of torque, acceleration is savage. In fact, performance is in supercar territory. 0 to 100 in just 3.4 seconds, a top speed of 280 kilometers per hour. And what's more is that you can also drive this car in full electric mode for a range of about 13 kilometers. Now, I'm not saying that you should, but you could. There are 8 drive modes, 3 brake energy regeneration settings, 3 damper stiffness settings, and a plethora of adjustability. Unfortunately though, due to our limited time with the car, we didn't get a chance to try out all these, and for the track drive, we left the car in race mode in its maximum setting. And as soon as you hit a straight, you are out of road. This car doesn't just transport you quickly, it teleports you. And the pull is relentless all the way up to its red line of 7000 RPM. The 9-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission is quick to respond, and at least on the track, it did its job really well. And the best thing is, it's not just a straight line hero. In fact, this car's front track has been widened, so the steering feels a lot sharper, a lot more direct compared to a C43. And that, coupled with the rear axle steering, which you also get in the C43, it changes direction in a very agile, in a very nimble manner. Credit must also be given to the 50-50 weight distribution on each axle, as well as its 4MATIC Plus system, which intelligently transmits power to the wheels for maximum grip. And as a result, the car nicely turns into corners. It's very willing and it's very eager to change direction, and it masks its 2.1 ton curb weight really nicely. Speaking of which, thanks to the plug-in hybrid system, this car weighs 300 kilos more than a C43, tipping the scales at 2.1 tons. So yes, it is a heavy car. I must confess that I didn't expect it to handle this well, but the C63 has certainly surprised me. There's also a drift mode wherein all the torque is delivered to its rear wheels, which makes sliding this car around What I also like is the fact that it gives you a good amount of confidence while braking. However, under heavy braking, there's no getting away from the car's sheer mass. And if you do plan to track your C63S often, I'd highly recommend opting for the carbon ceramic brakes, which are less likely to fade under continuous hard braking. And now let's address the elephant in the room, and I'm not talking about its 2.1 ton curb weight. I'm talking about the 4-cylinder sound. Now, in the journey of downsizing from a V8 to a 4-cylinder and to meet all the emission as well as sound regulations, it has lost its brawny, butch V8 sound. In fact, this car is quite muted for a sports sedan. Still, there are mics in the exhaust system which pick up the sound and play it through the speakers to enhance your real-time aural experience. For a 4-cylinder, it does sound quite nice, especially in race mode. And you'll also hear the occasional pops and crackles from the exhaust, which add to the drama. But does that match a V8? No chance. You see, that is the problem. The C63 is known for a certain level of insanity, a certain level of lunacy, all of which adds to its character. Now, this C63, however, is the fastest C63 till date. However, it feels a bit too clinical and too tech-driven. Which is also one of the reasons why Mercedes is asking for an eye-watering Rs 1.95 crore for it, which makes it twice as expensive than the already pricey C43 sedan. And that could be a deterrent for buyers. So yes, if you can digest its asking price and you're looking for a super sedan, the C63S has you covered. However, if you are an AMG enthusiast who has been loyal to the brand, who has been worshipping the brand for its insanity, for its theatrics, for its drama, then sadly, this C63S doesn't make the cut. And with that, let's look at its exteriors, interiors, and other details. Now, I really love the spec of this press car. Now, this is the F1 edition, but you can customize your C63 as per your preference. What you get is the AMG Pan Americana grille finished in black. You get a larger bumper with larger air intakes compared to a C43 for better cooling. What you also get is a hood scoop in the C63 for better heat management inside the engine bay. Over to the sides, you have these 20-inch optional wheels, which I think look really nice, really delicious. Interestingly, the C63 gets a wider front rack and a longer front end to accommodate the larger turbo as compared to a C43 sedan. Moving on, you have this fake air vent, which I think is a bit excessive. Below that is the Turbo E-Performance badge, which signifies this hybrid powertrain. And one thing that I must caution you is that ground clearance is going to be an issue while driving on our roads. Now, we'll be certain about that point when we drive this car on the road in the real world, and we'll definitely bring that video for you. So stay tuned and stay subscribed to the Autocar India YouTube channel. Moving on to the back, you have sporty fins on the bumper. You have some air vents, but of course these are fake, and you get quad exhaust, just what you'd expect from an AMG. There's a lip spoiler, and I really like the red detailing around the C63S badge. Overall, the C63 is definitely one handsome car, and in this AMG, guys, it certainly looks mental. If you've been in the new C-Class or in the C43, the interiors of the C63 are all too familiar. What you get here is fantastic fit finish, fantastic quality, and you get nice, tasteful ambient lighting. Now, this being the special F1 edition, you get red carbon fiber, whereas in the standard car, you get the black silver sort of carbon fiber effect. In addition, this car is fitted with body-hugging sport seats, and in terms of equipment, this car is fully loaded. You have the Burmeister sound system, you have the head-up display, you have the tasteful ambient lighting, you have the AMG steering. The panoramic sunroof is optional in the C63, but here's a list of all the standard equipment you get with this car. As mentioned earlier, the Mercedes-AMG C63S E-Performance 4MATIC Plus is the quickest and most potent iteration of this sports sedan till date. Yes, it lacks the emotional appeal of the V8 C63s. However, if you are in the market for a sports sedan with mind-bending performance, this new C63 has you covered. But be prepared to cough up an eye-watering 1.95 crore rupees to get your hands on one.